These are the side hustles I used to make over $1,200 for the month of March. I'll be breaking down each side hustle, how you can get started yourself, detailing the process from A to Z, and also giving it a grade from A to F, so you can find out if it's actually worth your time or not. And also I'll be giving proof for each side hustle, showing you exactly how much I made. If you're interested in finding more ways to make money online, do not forget to subscribe and smash the like button. We do this every single week. We find new ways to make money online, see what works, with the goal of being fully transparent. Not everything works, very few things do, but that's my job, to try out things so you don't have to waste your time. Before we jump into the first side hustle, I feel like it's important to talk about the journey when it comes to side hustling and making money online. When I started doing side hustles earlier in 2024, you can see I wasn't making much, $200, sometimes $300, but because I stayed consistent, I saw this income slowly increase and increase. And it's gotten to the point where the last 4 months, actually, I made over $1,000. Not bad. For 2025, my average monthly earnings come out to $1,270 and 67 cents. The 67 cents are very important because I can get some candy with that. Enough talk. What is the first side hustle? The first side hustle is dividend investing. Here's my proof when it comes to dividends. I received over $400 in dividends for the month of March. I can keep scrolling and keep scrolling. I'll just let the scroll talk, but dividends are a must go-to for anybody who wants to make money online. Dividends are easy to understand. Every company has sales, things that you sell. For example, Pepsi sells Pepsi. Google sells ads that you see on YouTube. Every company also has expenses. Pepsi has to pay the driver, taking your Pepsi from the Pepsi factory to the restaurant that you love to go to. Could be Chinese, could be Thai in my case. And Google has to pay the software engineers a lot of money for writing code to give you the most personalized ads. When you subtract these expenses from the earnings that the company has, you get what is called profit. Profit. Everybody loves profit. I love profit as well. That is the leftover money that the company can now reinvest into the business or give out to shareholders. This is where this guy comes in. Me and other dividend investors get a share of this profit. Most companies pay dividends. Google pays dividend, Pepsi pays dividends. A lot of other companies in the US market pay dividends. Signing up and buying these companies, buying stocks, is actually very easy. There's tons of free brokers online, which basically means that you're not going to be charged for buying shares. You can buy shares completely free. Just a quick Google search of free stockbrokers in America, Canada, Australia is going to reveal a whole list of brokers that give you great options to start investing in the market. Now here you might have a question. What happens if Google goes bankrupt? What happens if YouTube fails and Google does not exist anymore? And I buy Google, my money is worthless. Well, this is where ETFs come in and how I make most of my money. ETFs, or exchange trade funds, hold a basket of companies. Think of it this way. They hold not just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 companies, they hold sometimes upwards of 2,000 companies. This ensures that your money is relatively safe, because even if one company goes bankrupt, the rest of the companies will bring the index up. Some popular ETFs track the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in America, the NASDAQ 100, the 100 biggest companies in America, and some ETFs like VT track upwards of 3,000 companies. Not even a joke. They have 3,000 companies. So if you buy 1 share of this ETF, you're investing in 3,000 companies. If you buy 1 share of the S&P 500, you're investing in 500 companies. And this is where most of my money comes from. ETFs tracking the NASDAQ 100, ETFs tracking the S&P 500, and ETFs tracking the TSX 60. Since I live in Canada, home of Maple and home of, well, not home of the handsome Prime Minister anymore, but you get the point. And some of these ETFs pay me north of $100 this month, which is insane that I can get paid $100 just for holding on to some stocks. I just see this money deposited into my account every single month for doing nothing. Thumbs up. Since I am a bit of an older investor, I do like to invest in individual companies as well. For example, Pepsi. I like Pepsi products. Pepsi products are consumed worldwide, and Pepsi paid me around $50 for the month of March. Google is one of my other holdings. I think Google products are amazing. Search is not going anywhere. YouTube is not going anywhere. Google Cloud, or their cloud offering competing with AWS and Amazon and Microsoft with Azure, is going strongly as well with an exponential growth rate. Google is going to be around forever, which is why I choose to invest in Google. The dividend is just an added bonus to keep on holding on to the stock. I also got paid by Microsoft. MSFT, I use Microsoft products every day in my life, so do a lot of individuals and companies. Microsoft Excel is something that literally cannot be replaced, and the entire financial industry of the world relies on Excel. The investment bankers making $1 million a month in New York City are using Excel. So are students, so are literally everybody. You get the point. Microsoft has sticky products, and I get paid dividend. I get paid profit just for holding on to the stock. The last company that paid me dividend was Manulife Financial, an insurance company that is a big Canadian player. It's one of the biggest 3 companies in Canada when it comes to insurance. They're expanding rapidly in Asia and other developing markets as well. Insurance is still a novel industry. A lot of types of insurance are relatively new in Asia, and I think this expansion is going to help them and help the stock price and the dividend as well. I think dividends are an A+ side hustle, literally the most passive side hustle I've ever come across, and I do this every single week, so I guess I know something about side hustling. It just makes sense to invest in the stock market. You look at the long-term returns of the stock market, it's 9 to 10% on average for the last 30-40 years. So you're getting return not just in the dividends, but also from the stock price appreciation. The dividends are just an added bonus to keep on holding on to the stock. The next side hustle is Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com paid me nearly $800 for the month of March. One of my biggest months yet on Fiverr.com. It's just nice to see this income consistently grow. What is Fiverr.com? Fiverr.com is a freelancing website. You can sign up and provide services to clients that need things done. You like logo designing? Go and design logos. You like writing? Go and write a script. You like programming? Help someone with their data. Literally anything that you can think of is available on Fiverr.com, and there's clients throughout the world on Fiverr.com, not just in the US and Canada. There's clients in Europe, Africa, Asia, literally anywhere, even Antarctica. There's probably a client in Antarctica that needs help with something. I don't know what, but probably polar bear waste removal, who knows? The sign-up process to set up an account on Fiverr.com is extremely easy. You just need to give them your email, give them some basic information about yourself, link your PayPal account, and you're ready to start selling. How you sell is through gigs. Gigs are basically the services you'll be selling on Fiverr.com. Here is where my first piece of advice comes in. Do something that you're actually good at. There's hundreds, if not thousands of people on Fiverr.com selling the same things. If you do something you're not good at, you're not gonna succeed. I'll be honest, I'll be blunt. This channel is all about transparency. You're not gonna succeed if you're not good at what you're selling. So I recommend do something that you're good at, and if you don't know what you're good at, there's a lot of resources online, I'll link some below, where you can go and explore some of the niches in Fiverr.com. Some of the popular ones are writing, programming, designing, things that you can pick up and don't really need to go to school for. You can pick up these things and provide services to clients without having a university degree. All right, once you're decided on what to sell, let's say you're a writer and you wanna write scripts for clients, the next thing is making your gig look appealing. Here, I recommend not reinventing the wheel. Just go to your category, go to your niche, and see what other successful freelancers are doing. For example, if you're designing logos, just search logo design and you'll see tons of top sellers and what they're doing. Just take inspiration and make your gig thumbnail extremely similar. The third piece of advice, and probably the most important one, is pricing low. Like I said, there's hundreds of people on Fiverr.com selling the same thing. If you price your gigs higher without any reviews, without any social proof, you're not gonna get clients. I know this is a tough pill to swallow, particularly for someone like me living in North America. Seeing someone do the same thing that I can do for $5 somewhere in Pakistan or India and do it equally well. That is the thing. These freelancers have amazing quality. Most of them, of course, there's some bad apples everywhere. But the point is that you're not gonna be able to compete on price if the quality is extremely high. You have to sell low. This is what I did when I started. Everything that I sold was for $5. For $5, you can barely get coffee here in Toronto, Canada. But I had to do it. I had to get clients. I had to get those 5-star reviews. That's social proof that now allows me to price higher. To summarize all of this, I'll use myself as an example. I choose what I'm good at, and that is career services. For example, helping people with job interview prep, whether it be behavioral questions or technical questions, it's something that I've always been good at and have helped my friends out and clients in the past as well. So I just took that and turned that into my side business. If I wasn't good at this, if I didn't spend hundreds of hours perfecting this art, I would not be able to sell this. And my price was extremely low when I started. Like I said, I used to sell for $5 because I literally could not sell for less. If I could sell for $0, I would probably do it, even for $1. I'm being honest, I think early on, the most important thing is building up that clientele and building those reviews up. But now, since I stayed consistent, I can price my gigs higher, although I'm not as high as I'd like to be. You see this guy charging $140 for a 45-minute to 1-hour session. If I could grade Fiverr.com, I would probably grade it a B, and for this one particular reason. Fiverr.com, or any online business, any online freelancing side hustle, requires a lot of patience. You're not gonna start off like me. You're not gonna start off like those freelancers that you hear about on YouTube making millions of dollars on Fiverr.com. You're probably gonna make less than $100 for the first few months, if I'm being completely honest. If you stay consistent, if you choose something you're good at, if you get those positive reviews, I can almost guarantee you're gonna see traction on Fiverr.com. The third side hustle, and I'll throw this in as a bonus, is crypto staking. Crypto has seen a large drawdown in the last few months. Well, everything has, but staking is a process whereby you can see some of those gains recovered from investing in crypto. To put it simply, staking is the process of getting rewards for certifying transactions onto the blockchain. Every transaction needs to be certified onto the blockchain, and you could be the one helping certify those transactions by lending your crypto. The rewards for lending range from 2% to 5% depending on the cryptocurrency you invest in. I particularly invest in Ethereum because I like the Ethereum ecosystem. I think a lot of companies are building good products on Ethereum, particularly in the finance and legal space. Most of my return is going to be in the price appreciation of Ethereum itself, but for now I get return through staking, particularly $6 a month. Not much at all, but once again, I'm detailing everything. Those are the side hustles that actually work. What about the failures? I do think it's important to talk about failures where everything seems like a success online. Nobody talks about failures. Everybody wants to seem like they're this amazing entrepreneur slash side hustler. I failed at a lot of things. I failed at starting a Shopify store with AI. I also failed at watching ads for money on this website. I don't shy away from failure though. Failure is inevitable online, specifically when it comes to making money. But the good thing is I did find out some things that work, which I detail in this video. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to smash the like button and subscribe. I have nothing to sell you. I have no affiliate links or no sponsorships, but every subscriber matters and helps get this video in front of people that are actually interested in making money online and finding real ways to make money online, avoiding all the BS. That is my goal for this channel and will always be my goal, to be fully transparent in a niche where lying and deceit is extremely common. I'll see you next week.